right, folks, welcome back to BEG Wrestling. We are here on a Friday live here once again, and in fact, the last Friday live before the season starts, Kevin. In fact, it technically already has with Campbell in Wyoming, so we're going to be breaking down our final preseason rankings, individual and team. Okay, along with that, we're going to be recapping everything at the World Championships, senior and the U23. We're going to touch again on Campbell Wrestling. We're not letting that go. And then, folks, just a reminder, Tuesdays with Wayne was back this week for the first time ever, so go check out Tuesdays with Wayne. In addition to that, like and subscribe, obviously. And then, this is a live show, folks, so you have the opportunity to call in. The link to call in is in the description. Kevin, we do not have any scheduled call-ins today, so
people got to start calling.
We've been catching up on a few things, getting the website updated. These are the final preseason rankings. So, folks, these individual and these team will stay there for the remainder of the season so we can go back and look at how accurate these really are. You know what I mean? And from this point forward, they'll be categorized by weeks. So, this is it, man. And, in fact, Campbell in Wyoming, you know, obviously, shocker. Campbell, of all universities, doing something different. Again, wrestling in a barn. An incredible atmosphere there. Really was, man. It's like Campbell just does it different, dude.
They're awesome, man. They come up with great ideas.
Yeah, it was fun to watch. And Campbell, unfortunately, didn't get the outcome they were really hoping for, but it was a fun match to watch, I'll say that. So, but in addition to that, man, it was the Senior World Championships. Kevin, we're going to get your recap and our thoughts on that. And, boy, a lot happened at that. So, Kevin, how's your week been, man? Let me throw it to you. Let's get some of your reaction with the things that have taken place in the past week.
Good, man. I'll tell you what, after the first day of Senior Worlds, it was easy to be down, you know? Things were just not looking good. Like you and I talked about, you had the streaming issue, you know, where the semifinals, it just gone in the middle of the thing. And then, not to mention the results, we're talking about 4 guys getting in the finals maybe, or definitely 4 medals. And to see James Greed and Jordan Burroughs go out like that, and then even David Taylor and Vito to get stomped in their matches, I was wondering if we were going to get a medal.
Dude, I got to say this, man. After the first day, I was, like, legitimately bitter. Like, I was, like, angry at, like, what happened. Like, as an American, dude, I was angry, upset. Like, I'm not joking. Taylor got ragdolled. Vito got ragdolled, dude. I'm thinking, what is happening, dude? Like, Burroughs lost, even though we didn't even get to really see the ending. But apparently the internet went out in the entire arena. By the way, Christian called in. Christian, hang tight, because after Kevin's opening segment is when we'll technically open up the phone line. So just hang tight there in the green room. But Kevin, I was bitter, man. I was angry after day 1, but I'll say this, day 2, really, we redeemed ourselves, and, you know, I did feel proud to be an American after day 2, but.
Yeah, man, I was surprised to see Burroughs lose. I mean, he's beaten that guy twice in the 2021 and 2022 World Championships, so I was surprised to see him dip down 6-0 like that, but regardless of being an old guy, he was coming back on him, but too little too late, you know, and then
dude, and let me say this real quick about Burroughs, dude. Is it just me, or does he just seem, like, lazy out there? Like, does he always have to be the second wrestler to get up after a whistle? Like,
you're talking about, like, the breathers, right? The shoe ties.
Oh, my goodness. It drives me insane, dude. It's like, it's almost just like, to me, he's lazy out there. Obviously, he's not. But it's like, dude, once in a while, could you get up quick? It'd be nice.
It's hard to watch, man. I watched Cardenas do that at U23s, who I love, and it was bothering me that he was doing it. I'm like, come on, man, stop with the knee pads. Get in the middle. Like, because we always want to be the country that's hustling back. Granted, a lot of times it doesn't do us any good with the fake injuries, but still, you want to be like, you know, let's hustle back to the middle. Vito, as far as seeing Vito, you know, of course I was like, wow. But after looking at his tournament as a whole, he had a really good tournament. I don't think people realize that his first 2 matches were against really good wrestlers from India, and then from Serbia. That's a Russian transfer who's a really good wrestler. And he was looking really good. You know, he wasn't destroying people, but he was looking good. And then just Ono though, he was the story of the tournament.
Ono's built different, dude. This kid really was the story of the whole tournament, wasn't he? Like
20
years old.
Yeah, he. I was looking at his breaking down his matches, right? And at U20s, he won U20s a month ago, and he only gave up 2 points the whole tournament. It was to Marcus Blaze, and it was with 1 second left when it was 7-0. And Marcus Blaze shot in, and he Ono just kind of went like this, and Marcus Blaze kept going and got the takedown with 1 second left, but it's because Ono was just kind of standing there. And then this tournament, he's got Ugaev from Russia, first round, and it's 9-0, and then boom, 10-0 tech fall, first part of the match. But then they reviewed it, they challenged it, of course, because they have nothing to lose by challenging Russia's corner, and they reversed it to a grounded call, so it made it 9-1. He kind of just skated through the second part of the match, won 10-2, but that was his only non-tech, because after that it was 12-0, 11-0, 12-0, 10-0 in the finals, outscoring his opponents 55-2, and didn't give up 1 takedown the whole tournament. His first senior Worlds, didn't give up a takedown. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, I know, it really is incredible. And apparently, he looks like he's going to Oklahoma State as well, right?
I'll tell you what, man, he is a machine. And, I will say this about Vito, something that I found kind of discouraging, and maybe it's just me overanalyzing, but when he had the front headlock at the end, when Ono had it, when they're in the standing position, and he turned him, it looked to me like Vito was scared for his neck and his back, and he kind of just, because I'm sorry, man, but nobody's going to take Vito when he's standing up and doing one of those front headlock turns when you're standing up. He kind of just like rolled through with it. It was weird, and it was like, because he had that neck and back injury. Now listen, it doesn't matter. He was down 8-0 at the time. He was getting teched, all right? But what I'm saying is, I hope that he's okay, because he's not the same guy he was at last year's Worlds. And I know part of that has to do with guys are scouting him and they understand, his arm drags and what he's doing. But he didn't look like Vito's always been like, go for broke, man. Just, balls to the wall and just go for it all. And he's a lot more hesitant now than he has been in the past. And still a great tournament. Man. Yeah, he beat Ugaev 8-3, man. 8-3. That's a Olympic gold medalist and a 2-time world champion. Beat 8-3 for the bronze medal. So
yeah, and
overall,
I'll say this, the margins at those levels are so slim, and Vito, a couple injuries here, a couple years older, and this Ono kid, all of a sudden, how discouraging is that? Like, everyone has to run away from whatever way he's going from this point
crazy
forward.
So I was looking at this guy, and he's not a 57-kilogram guy, because with the 61 guys, you're like, all right, so what are they at Los Angeles? Are they going to be a 57 or a 65? And he did wrestle at the Asian Championships back in April, and he went 65, which means that he cannot make 57, which is understandable when you look at him. Even though he's short, he's built like a shit brick house, and so he's not going to make 57. So all these 61 guys, I'll tell you what, they're like, I'm going down to 57. I'm making that cut. And it just kind of shows you the depth that Japan has they had the last 2 Olympic champs at 65, Odaguru and Kyuka, at Tokyo and Paris. And now they got this guy who, honestly, if he puts on a little bit more size, I think he'll blow through Kyuka, to be honest with you. And Kyuka just won the Olympics at 65. So, yeah.
No, I mean, he looked different, man. It was, a little discouraging, like I said, especially after day one. I mean, Kevin, let's touch on Taylor and Sadulov. Did I say that correctly?
Yeah.
Because there's something that happened. Sadulayev. Obviously that match did not go the way we went, but I have also an additional point I kind of want to make on that. But go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, well, I think the point you want to make is prior to the match, right?
It is actually. How
so go for it. Go for it, man.
Okay, look, I have give me literally 2 seconds. I forgot to add the.
Oh yeah.
Okay, here's the pic, folks. But I have the video, and this is actually Piles posted this on Twitter. And I don't know why people are not talking about this, dude, but this blew my mind, okay? I'm sorry, but this blew my mind, folks. As an American, dude, what is happening? So Sadulayev, pre-match they're working, they're warming up. Okay, David Taylor's on one end, Sadulayev's on the whole other end. And Sadulayev decides he's going to walk over and he just starts warming up literally right in front of David Taylor and the rest of the entire American team. And what did we do? What did we do, Kevin? Did you see what we did?
Nothing.
Nothing! No one! First of all, dude, I don't care if it's the video guy. I don't care if it's Powell. Someone go body him up or something and say, get out of here. Or if I'm David Taylor, I walk right out there. I shake his hand. I say, oh, you ready to get this on early, man? Let's go. Like, I'm ready. You want to come train with me on my side? Someone needs to say something is my point. Yeah. Dude, as an American, seriously, we cannot let him come over here and just taunt us like that, dude. I was not happy, man. I was obviously not happy about that.
I felt like David Taylor went in there not thinking he was going to win the match. I think that he was so afraid of his chest straps when he shot in that he just didn't know what to do when he got in. He got in with that outside head single, and he just kind of planted there for a minute. And once Sadulayev, it's like Mike Tyson said, everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the mouth, right? I think David Taylor had a plan until he felt the brute strength of Sadulayev. Right.
Yeah.
And what a 97-kilogram beast feels like, and how he can just snap and spin, and also his speed. Sadulayev he reminds me, him and Ono, if you think about it, they're the perfect balance between strength, athleticism, and speed. And they're just made to wrestle, these guys, man. Their body types. And I was really disappointed. And then when I saw Gasimpour, he had Sadulayev beat. He had him beat, man. He goes and gets that takedown with 30 seconds left. And then with 8 seconds left, I don't know what that move was. He did like a stutter step, snap down. And, of course, the stream went out when he got behind him. So we had to guess.
And that's the surprising thing. So, like, that guy was right there and then David Taylor comes back and beats him, and David Taylor looks great. So, really, that's what I'm asking. Was it mental, dude? Scott C. from Iowa says Zach has big words for having chicken legs. Well, I don't even care, dude. I still would have went out there and said something to Sadulayev. I don't even care how big my legs are.
That's funny. I thought that we were in deep trouble when I saw Gasimpour, because he should have won that match. Woulda, coulda, shoulda, but how do you let that go? And I'm like, we're in trouble, man. And then did you see David Taylor's matches prior to Gasimpour and the repechage? They were horrible. Like, he just kind of was going slow motion. I'm like, man, I hope he's reserving his energy. But then in the final, he put it together. And, man, Gasimpour thought he was going to run right over him because he was pissed at the end of the match. You could tell by his reaction. Usually the Iranians are all hugs and kisses and stuff afterwards, and he just was like, "I'll get off me." But you know what, man? I know I've talked a lot of crap. David Taylor has always been one of my favorites, and then this whole, snagging our Cornell guy things kind of pissed me off. But put that aside, great career. Was happy to see him go and beat Gasimpour. It kind of did crack me up how some people on social media were going, after he lost to Sadulayev, they're like, is he going to go wrestle back? It's like, you guys, he's going there to show his team something, to show his team how you fight. If he just doesn't wrestle, what does that show his team?
Yeah.
If you lose at NCAAs, just drop out, I'm like, of course he's going to wrestle. At least he better wrestle. And, it was thank goodness that him and Vito were able to get those bronzes. And I'll tell you what, they had to go against studs to get them.
They did. And that's what I said. Day 2, man, I came out of day 2 proud to be an American because, yes, Vito fought back for bronze. David Taylor obviously got the bronze. Let's touch real quick, man, and then we got to move on, Kevin. But Jordan Burroughs did not place. James Green did not place. Jordan Burroughs expected to place. James Green maybe not. But what happened to Jordan Burroughs, man?
Well, did the Iranian lose on purpose or something just so Jordan couldn't get a medal? I mean, how? That wasn't even a thought that crossed my mind when Jordan lost that match. It didn't even cross my mind that Iranian was going to lose next round. And I was shocked. And because it's like, well, that could have been Jordan Burroughs. I don't think it is, but I could have been Jordan Burroughs' last match, and it got blacked out, like what? Yeah. And as far as James Green goes, he was the one I was the most disappointed in, I think. He came in, he looked real good at the trials. He's healthy. He's got a good hip. He's at 70 kilograms, not 65. He's a different cat at 65 kilograms. 70 is his weight. He's a world silver and bronze medalist. And he just, I don't know. I kind of want to put my judgment aside for a second because it seems like he was up 4-0, and it seems like something almost happened, like he twerked something or tweaked something, or I don't know. Because after that, he was a different guy. Either that or he was winded or something. But if he was up 4-0, he lost 10-4, and he just didn't look like himself after that. So I don't know. It was, and then that guy goes and gets teched, So it's like he's gone. He's done. It was really discouraging.
How that repertoire works, but Kevin, listen, I got Christian in here, man, but you got other time. I want to give you 5 minutes. I don't know if you want to roll through U23s. I know Christian, man, loyal fan. I want to give him a chance. I don't want to make him hang on too long.
Yeah, real quick. Something. U23 is also kind of surprising. We didn't really expect a whole lot from our team. It wasn't like we thought that we were going to get a bunch of goals, but we did think we'd get a goal from Mitchell Messenbrink. However, if you watch that match, I think I'd probably rather save that segment for after our phone call because, man, I got some stuff to say about that. It was just ridiculous. But one thing I will say is U23s, U20s, Senior World Championships, and the Olympics, we won 1 gold medal out of U20, U23 seniors in the Olympics. 1 gold medal, Luke Lillidahl. And and I put a poll up, and I know it probably pissed some people off, but if I was to tell you back in June, Zach, the United States men's team is going to win 1 gold medal between U20, U23 seniors and Olympics, would you think that I was talking about the Greco team, or would you think I was talking about the freestyle team? Because you'd either think the Greco and you'd be stoked. Yeah, we got a gold, or freestyle.
No,
it's
crazy.
It's nuts.
Another good comment though from Scott C from Iowa. I mean, how many times I got to tell people how much they love us out in Iowa? Literally every time I hear them in the coffee shop telling. But interesting comment. Taylor and JB didn't leave their shoes on the mat. Not saying, just saying. That is a
Taylor
good point. I
talked about
look
it
for that. But
Taylor talked about it, and he said he didn't feel like he needed to. He was focused on wrestling, yada yada yada. And JB didn't know it was going to be his last match. How could he have? He didn't know if he was going to be brought back into a repertoire, And I'm assuming that if he was, he'd gone on to go win a bronze medal on his way out. So he didn't know that was going to be his last match. But JB's coming back. He's coming back, man.
Okay. Well, all right, Kevin. Anything else you want to wrap up here on U23s? Christian's on the line here. I want to
waiting long enough. Yeah.
He's been waiting long enough. All right, let's bring him in here. Wayne says feedback on my line. We'll see here. We'll see. But Christian, Christian's been we see him all the time on the comments. Christian, there he is. Welcome to the show.
What's up?
How you doing, man?
Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me okay?
We can hear you. Absolutely.
Yeah, just want to say, watch Tuesday's show like yesterday or today. Can't remember. Day was long.
Tuesdays with Wayne back.
Made me so excited for the season. Wayne's passion for wrestling makes me excited, bro. So
heck yeah.
No, that was good times. I love Kevin's analysis. If anyone was fit to do the rankings for the college season, it's Kevin. So I'm excited.
Thank you so much.
Can't wait. And it's going to be, I think you guys are right. It's going to be one of the best college wrestling seasons. I think Iowa's going to be a lot better than Penn State fans think they're going to be. So got to watch out.
I think so too.
I agree with that. I agree.
But
they got
underestimated. But yeah, Christian, sorry, man. Sorry to interrupt. Keep going.
No, yeah. But to the Worlds, man, this summer for freestyle as an American has been a wake-up call. Not that I think America is in danger or whatever, but just showing how spoiled we have been for the past decade. I mean, a gold medal, we're like, oh, yeah, we're going to get a gold medal. No problem. And now it's like, after these world championships, it's like, man, we really got to stop underestimating people because Flo is talking, oh, yeah, we for sure will get one. I mean, it's a possibility we get none, but we'll for sure get one. David Taylor, Jordan Burroughs are going, come on. Vito's reigning world champ. It's like, that's what we're all thinking. And then we watched that first day like, oh my goodness.
Like, not only did we lose, man, we got, like, it wasn't even close. I know.
Well,
It was a
yeah,
reality check.
Right, I wake up and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm gonna check Flow Wrestling. All right, who won? Because I didn't wake up to watch the match. I'm like, come on, David Taylor, who won? 7-0. He got spanked. Sajalive's a beast, bro.
Dude.
And the way those takedowns were, man, they were just, it was just like kind of like you were drilling, just snap, go behinds, it wasn't like.
Yeah. But yeah, I think you guys were kind of touching on it. I think David Taylor prepared so much for Sajalive that it was just all mental for him, because that last match against Gassimport, David Taylor said it himself, like that was him. That was DT, as we know.
That's what I said. He looked entirely different, and that's why I said I had such a problem with this pre-match thing because, boy, Sajalive really just completely unexpected, took everyone by surprise, and it was just a boss move. It was a straight-up dog move, dude, and that's what I said. If I was David Taylor, I would have at least had to walk out there and be like, all right, dude, if you're going to come over here in my territory, don't act like I'm not going to at least acknowledge the fact that I'm here too, dude. Like, and I would have literally started doing takedown attempts right beside him, like as close as I possibly could have. That's what I would have did.
He was, Dak, I think you're right, man. I think it was like a feel-out, like he was testing David Taylor's, like, self-confidence and like just kind of body language by it, because you can tell a lot by a guy when you do that,
Well, it was like, to me, it was like Sajalive, he came over there like, okay, I am still a dog. David Taylor, you're a head coach now. You're the American legend. And he came over there and did his practice moves like, dude, I'm still down here in the mud. I'm still a dog. So you want to come wrestle me, man? Like, I'm still ready to get mean. Like, that's what I felt. That's how it felt to me.
Yeah. No, that's what it gave off. And he wrestled like a dog, bro. He made David Taylor look, he just did not look good. He did not have an answer. It made it look like he didn't even know he was wrestling Sajalive the first round. Obviously he knew, but he walked out there and it was just. But all that to say that bronze medal, that meant a lot,
Oh, yeah.
To beat Gassimport. These 2 bronze medals are so meaningful, I think, for the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
you
guys, it could have been a complete disaster if that didn't happen.
I was, Goof doesn't lose many matches. You know what I mean? And he's tricky, and you never know about this. You got a defending world champ. He didn't go there for bronze. You never know how he's feeling mentally. And David Taylor, these are guys that are winning Olympics and Worlds, and they go in for bronze. You don't know how they're going to feel, but man, if those 2 would have lost, it would have been a really, really feeling, But speaking of dog, did you guys see Ono after he won his finals do the Conor McGregor?
Yeah.
You gotta love that kid, dude. You gotta love that kid, man. He's got swagger, dude.
That.
This guy is so funny, man, and he's it was hilarious. He's got quite the personality on him.
And when he walked up in the middle of Vito's interview with Flo, like Vito was so caught off guard, and Ono was just like, "What's up, man? Like, this is awesome.
You're a good fighter. You're a good fighter."
Yeah, right.
Kristen, let's get your. We got to move on here, folks. But Kristen, let me because we're about to move on and maybe touch on some preseason NCAA. The season starts this weekend. Flow Sports just posted. We got it up on our website and the link to Flow Sports. Dual matches have already started. But how about any of your general overall thoughts, maybe individual or even team rankings? You kind of already forementioned Iowa.
Yeah.
But before
I think Iowa's going to be good. I was watching their media day stuff, and they just seem really excited, especially the new guys they brought in. I really think they're going to be good. Now, Penn State, they definitely got the upper hand on them, but I think that the national tournament, everyone stays healthy, they could get within 20 points. And if Penn State has a bad day, which they're not known to have at nationals, but it could happen, they could be right there. So I don't know exactly, but I think Iowa's going to be good, and Iowa State, I'm very excited for their team. they're going to be wrestling injuries all season, I think, especially with Swiderski. Rumors him going down to 141. I don't think that's a good idea, but
we have him.
Someone's got to do
Iowa
it.
State lineup now up on the board. Yes, we have Swiderski at 141, currently 8th ranked. Kevin.
Who do you like this weekend between Munoz and Buchanan? You got to say Buchanan because you're an Iowa.
Buchanan.
But how do you
Munoz is going up to 197. He's about a. Sorry, go ahead, Kevin.
No, I'm kind of curious how that match will go, but I think I don't know. Munoz is a rep. Like, this is his 6th year, but Buchanan's a big dude and he's solid. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes, you know.
Yeah. No, he's gonna be good. But hey, I got some insider info on Buchanan. This is interesting.
Whoa. Okay.
I had a source, a reputable source, maybe even a recruit to Oklahoma University. Okay, I'm not gonna say who. He told me that he knows for a fact. Now, take that with a grain of salt. That Buchanan received $500K and a Tesla to go to Iowa.
Holy crap! For a semester?
500. Whoa! What? Oh my goodness, Christian! Let me play some music, dude. This man. Unbelievable! Breaking news, Buchanan. $500,000 and a Tesla. Unbelievable.
And you got to figure Teamer probably got that, you know, as well. That's crazy, man.
That's okay. Well, now it makes sense. A lot of things starting to make sense.
It.
That's what he said. And
I believe it, Christian.
So it's wild. Maybe
that's
I
wild.
need to
now,
go back to
that's
college.
not verified. Christian is just an insider.
Allegedly,
but folks. Allegedly.
Yeah, but Christian's not one of those guys that just like chatters, though. You know, when he says something, it's usually solid. So, and I believe it. It's you know, and then you figure they have probably a big Teamer that
don't hate the player, hate the game.
Yeah, man. So you better get your son to Iowa so you can, you know,
getting paid.
You know,
I got Joe Wayne, baby Joe Wayne. He's training as we speak. In fact, so hang on.
Just remember who your Friday partner was.
Yeah.
But all right, Christian, that's incredible, man. Let me give you a chance. Any final thoughts? And then we gotta let you go so we can run through these.
Yeah, watch out for Iowa State. Watch out for Minnesota. I think it's gonna be a good season for both those teams. So,
all right, man.
Thanks so much, man. Thank you for calling in, dude. We really appreciate it.
Call in again.
Love the show. Can't wait. It's gonna be a great season.
Let's do
enough
it,
of this. Enough of this freestyle heartbreaks. Let's just watch some NCAA.
Yeah, seriously.
That's right.
All right, peace out, guys.
All right, thanks again, Christian. Incredible call in there, folks. And wow, good stuff, man. He, not only did he call in, man, he brought it, dude.
Yeah,
with some breaking alleged news, folks, and that is
alleged but known for a fact. So.
Alleged but known for a fact, as he quotes. Sorry, he's still in the green room. Kristen, you can hang up, or you can hang out in the green room.
All right, sounds good. Man, peace out.
All right, now he's out. Yeah, I was still hearing him, but yeah, so, wow. Yes, Kevin, what's your initial reaction on that? I believe it. Do you?
Yeah, I believe it. It's kind of, I kind of was what I was hearing, and it's not a surprise. If they got the money, why not? Go for it. Go for it.
I love it.
You just went from like 1.5 at NCAA's to possibly 23 points, so that got you 20 points. Now I know a lot of people are like, oh, well, now you're only 40 points back of first place. But the thing is you got to start somewhere, man. And you chip away. You get a Teamer, right? You get a Parco. You get a Buchanan. All of a sudden, you're chipping away. And now listen, I'm not sitting here saying that Penn State's not going to win by at least 30, 40 points, but I am saying that you have to start somewhere. A couple injuries, something goes wrong. You never know. If that does happen, they're going to be wishing they did get these guys, and they still want to see their team do good. And you know what? Second place isn't a gimme anymore. Iowa didn't win a team trophy last year. That's unacceptable in Iowa, especially, you had let's see, you had Penn State, then Cornell, Michigan, and then Iowa State. So they finished behind Iowa State even in NCAA. So they can't have that, man.
That's embarrassing. No way. That is so unacceptable.
Yeah, so they got what they wanted, and
but you know
it
what,
looks
man? I
like
gotta
they're
say, I appreciate Tom Brand's going for it. Like you said, you know what? Even
why
though Penn
not,
State
man?
still, you don't know what happens, dude. Just go, and you know what? They need to get Tom Brand's kind of for his job, kind of needs a medal this year. I think we would probably agree, right?
Yeah, oh yeah,
Like if
he's got it. He's got to get a
Iowa's
trophy.
not top 3, Beth is going to be breathing down his
He needs
neck.
Iowa needs to get second place this year with the amount of money they just spent. They need to finish in second. If I know they're not aiming for second, but they got to at least finish second. It's
Kevin,
too
do you
early
want
for
to touch
Oklahoma.
on, because we just had a question, sorry, and yeah, they're second, but who's at 184? Because I have their lineup up, and there have been some changes here that we need to acknowledge.
Yeah. So it is Nelson Brands at 74 and Gabe Arnold at 84, which Nelson Brands is tough, and I think honestly he'll do better at 74 than Gabe Arnold will, and that's probably why they made the decision.
Well, I mean, reports were that he beat Gabe Arnold, right? Didn't we see those reports?
I saw it, but I don't know how true it was. It was from an anonymous source on the Wrestling Room, and a couple guys chimed in saying that they didn't even have wrestle-offs yet, and that these two don't even wrestle each other. They're on opposite sides of the room. Who knows? Maybe that's bullcrap too, but
why would that,
I don't think
why would that even be the case? That's definitely not true, but they're not training
they're
together?
not
okay, that's a problem in itself, maybe, but
yeah. I mean, at the same time, they're fighting for the same spot. I mean, I would, Gabe Arnold, and then where does Kennedy fit into this? Because he's tough, man. Kennedy just was on the U23s, and I know he didn't medal, but he did have a good tournament. He won 2 matches, and he looked good. And he kicked Ramirez's ass on the trials on the way getting there. Kennedy's tough, man, and he's just, where is he going? He's probably looks like he might not be going anywhere.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
just put Kennedy's results up on the screen, but yeah. I mean,
they're
apparently
gonna
he's not in
have
this
a tough.
lineup.
I'm curious to see how they're doing. They got Oregon State tomorrow, and there's a couple good matchups. Cale Peterson's gonna have a tough matchup with that Renteria, who beat Figs last year. And I'm curious to see how Peterson does, how Ryder Block does. I want to see how he does. And we haven't seen Nelson Brands in over a year, The last time we saw him was at 2023 NCAA. So, of course, I'm curious to see how he looks. And also, Teamer is not a guy that keeps his weight down over the summer. He balloons up, man. He gets big. So I'm curious to see how he is early season, down at 57 already. There's just a lot of things I'm curious to see. I'm glad the season started. To touch on U23s quick though.
Real quick
we got
before you do, one more comment. Gabe said he wanted 2 years ago. He wanted Carter. Now he gets him. So yeah, that is an interesting result as of this.
Yeah, I wonder if he's going. Oh man, I didn't think that was even a possibility. At the time, he thought Carter was not coming back for a 5th season. Remember?
Yeah.
And even if he did, he probably thought he was moving up. And yeah. Be careful what you wish for.
Be careful what you wish for. We're gonna get it, baby. All right, Kevin, go ahead. Let's roll back to.
So here's the thing, Zach, with U23s. Someone asked a question last week, like, why don't we send our best people? And I said part of it has to do with the media, and I agree. I stand by that because I'm watching, everyone talk about U23s, and Jacob Cardenas did something that no American's ever done before. He won his 3rd U23 medal. He went silver, bronze, silver, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm watching Flo, and they're like, oh, yeah, and in freestyle, I think Cardenas got a silver. And that was it. And when you're doing stuff like that, that's not really giving people incentive to go out there and, put their body on the line, and before a college season especially, and traveling over to Albania and, making weight and going through the grind, when that's the amount of, and I'm not
acknowledgement you get. Well, no, it's not really Flo, but no, Kevin, I've talked about it before, man. I think wrestling has a media problem, and that's part of the reason we started this podcast, man. And yeah, I mean, you said it best, dude. Is that the motivation? That kind of call out? Come on, man.
I mean,
Jacob Cardenas, I got his stats up on the screen, folks. 2022 silver, 23 bronze, 24 silver. This man is a dog.
Winning. He was he had the U20 Russian U20 gold medalist first round, and that was like a really bad draw. And he destroyed him 10-0. I couldn't believe it. I was like, awesome. In the final, I will say this, man, he's got to work on that gas tank because he was doing the knee pad thing and all throughout the tournament. But the final, he was up 4-3 over a guy that teched him at the 2022 World Finals. He was up 4-3, and man, did he ever gas though in the second half. He got outscored 7-0, and it wasn't good. But still, what an impressive thing, man. This guy just got his third consecutive U23 medal, and nobody's giving him any praise, you know. And you want to know how hard that is? Well, Mitchell Messenbrink just took a bronze, so that's how hard that is. Which
Mitchell Messenbrink, currently leader in the clubhouse in our Hodge rankings. So, took a bronze. Yeah. Very difficult.
Okay, so real quick, you mind if I touch on what do you want to touch on?
Go for it, man.
Rules.
I got it.
So the rules on freestyle are killing me, man. There's three things. There's a few things that have to be fixed, all right? And I love freestyle, right? But the grounded rule has to be changed. Okay, it's stupid. Everybody knows it's stupid. It's ridiculous. You get rewarded for going on your knees. Really? I mean,
I agree.
Come on. And we have a time limit on blood, but no time limit on injury. And here's the problem with that. I saw guys begging and pleading for an injury time, like, "Come on, I swear I'm hurt." And sometimes the ref weighs it off, and I'm like, and this guy that wrestled Mitchell Messenbrink, he screamed, kind of like Gomez did when he wrestled Nick Lee at the Pan Am Olympic qualifier. He screamed like literally every ligament in his leg tore off, and his leg, literally someone ripped his leg off, started beating him with it. If you scream that loud, you shouldn't be allowed to go back on the mat. I'm concerned for your safety.
Seriously, yeah.
Like, dude, and if you're taking that many injury timeouts, like the guy that wrestled PJ Duke at U20s, if you're taking that many, then you're just not okay to wrestle anymore, man. You need to go to the hospital, okay?
I agree, man. No, this ain't basketball, and you ain't LeBron James with these fake injuries, dude. Am I right?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
this
man.
is wrestling, folks. Be a man. Be a dog.
It's total
a woman
bullcrap
dog. You know what I mean? Get the sense, because women. We didn't even talk about women, but I could how our women represented, but more to come.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that endurance is a huge part of wrestling. Strength, endurance, technique, right? And if they're allowed to do that, you're taking like one of those three elements completely out of the sport. And these guys that work real hard, that are in shape, they're not getting rewarded for it, right? And I've been seeing it a lot with how some countries, like how they plan against us. They do almost like a rope and dope, right? They kind of just they're real slow. They get a lead. They're real slow. They go out of bounds. They make it look like they're dead, right? Then the American gets really aggressive and pissed off and over anxious and starts trying to force things. Then they shoot it right in on a double or something, get the takedown, and it's like a doping rope, man. It's just like it's very frustrating to watch, and that's something that we got to watch out for. But dudes, like every other, like in folk style, the guy gets to choose, okay, and usually he chooses down. He gets his escape. There has to be something, a penalty. I'm sorry, but injuries are part of the sport. If you're getting injured a lot, you're not doing something right with your training, okay? And I mean, and I'm just speaking logically here. We all know it's all bullcrap 90% of the time, but I'm just speaking logically. You get punished because you're stopping the match. And again, with these slow comebacks or guys sitting there, and call them for something. Call them for a freaking, they're delaying the match. It's 1 point.
Mean, if you're gonna have these stalling calls like as quickly as they do, but then the injury is really like counterintuitive of what they're kind of trying to enforce with those stalling calls, right? Like, so I would agree, man. Some rules got to be tweaked in freestyle. I know my dad's big freestyle guy. Not really, but
man, I don't blame him, you know. And by the way, speaking of your dad, it was so good to see you guys Tuesday on, and I got excited again because, like, I remember before we even knew each other, me watching your Tuesday episodes, and always enjoying it, loving it, because you guys have this perfect combo going, and like you bring the whole, you got the whole host thing going down, and your editing is just crazy good, and he's just got this personality, and you guys just boom, boom, boom off each other. Dude, it was awesome, and I'm so glad it's back. And if you guys, anyone watching, if you haven't missed it, go watch it and watch it Tuesday, because Wayne's fired up, and it was awesome. It was a great show.
Well, no, Kevin, I appreciate that. I'll say this, man. My dad's passion for this sport is what ultimately drug me into it. And you know what I mean? I really, years back, I wasn't even really a wrestling fan at all. But my dad's passion for it, man, it just hit. He's one of those people who's just so passionate, it can't help but kind of rub off on you. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So and
absolutely.
Now look at it. So
yeah, like if he calls me up and asks me a question or something, it's awesome. Like, we just bounce ideas off each other and stuff. But the thing I like about it is he comes up with these different angles. Like, he'll hit different angles on situations, which is he thinks outside the box and stuff, and that's what makes it so interesting. But yeah, it was a killer show. But I forgot what we were talking about before that. Oh,
rules,
freestyle.
But we need the rules, and it was good point to move on, man. Let's why don't we kind of go more to the individual or team rankings, because
absolutely,
this is the final one. So before the season starts, folks, I don't know anything. Final thoughts? I got 125 up right now. Let's go through any final
there's
thoughts.
A lot going
preseason. Yep.
We're gonna have a red shirt tab up, because I know some people are gonna see this and go, "Oh my God, where's Ryan Jack? Where's Jackson Arrington? Where's Daniel Cardenas?" We're gonna have a thing which shows with the red shirts, but we put a lot of time into this, and these are our final preseason rankings. And these, as far as we know, these are the weights, man. These are who's going where. And we love for people to, if you don't agree with something, let us know. But don't be one of those people that says, "Oh, this guy beat this guy," when they end up splitting the season series, And if you think that someone should be on the podium, let us know who should be off the podium. You got to think both sides of that. But I think this is what, the three of us were comfortable with. And
I'm going to give you I'm going to go through these 125. I'm going to give you my elevator speech at each weight, and I'll give you a chance to do the same, and then maybe I'll do the same for team. But folks, here at 125, I just want to summarize. We have Luke Lillendahl. Yes, folks, Luke Lillendahl, the Penn State true freshman, at the #1 ranking. And folks, there's research behind it, but it is controversial maybe. At #2, Richard Figueroa, who is the defending champ. Most would argue he should be #1. However, there's been questions in the past with maybe his regular season performance. At #3, Matt Ramos, who you probably most notably know for pinning Spencer Lee and ending his run. In addition to that, 4, Tanner Jordan. #5, Jor Volk, who just had a tight match with Moulton there from Campbell. I knew that was going to be tight because I knew Moulton. I watched Moulton in those wrestle-offs. His speed is incredible. But in addition to that, we got not Yanni, but Greg Diakomahalis coming in at 7 there from Cornell. And take a look at the rest of the rankings. But for me, Kevin, there's my 125 summary. How about you?
Yeah, we'll see Volk and Jordan at the All-Star Classic. We'll see a lot of these guys at CKLV. And it's, it should be, it's going to be all over the place. This will not look like this come the end of the season for this weight. It's going to go all over the place.
Especially
there's 12 guys. There's a dozen guys that have a shot at winning a title at this weight.
Okay, let's take a look at 133, man. Give me your elevator speech on 133. I got the rankings pulled up as we speak. Ryan Crookham, #1.
133 is, I think it's top heavy, but those guys are kind of have separated themselves from the rest of the crew. Looking at Crookham and Bailey, and I'd put Ragus in there. Evan Frost was probably last year's most improved wrestler. Maybe him and Mendez, maybe. Mm-hmm. I mean, Evan Frost got teched 15-0 to Nasir Bailey at the beginning of the season at the Collegiate Duels. In the first period, 15-0. And he goes on to All-American. Connor McGonigal, man. answer me this. He lost to Crookham in overtime at that Binghamton tournament. Wow, how things changed since then. Can you imagine? What if McGonigal got that takedown over Crookham? Do you realize the chain of events that happened from there? So don't forget, this McGonigal was the top. He was at the All-Star Classic last year and he won. He won his match over Latona. McGonigal's tough. We have him ranked higher than most people, but I'm telling you, he's tough. And then you got some guys bumping up from Ayala and Noto. Should be interesting. I can't believe Noto is senior year. Why he doesn't just go down to 25 one more time? I mean, it's just I don't know. I don't get that, but. Yeah, I know a lot of people are like, oh, Braden Davis. Braden Davis, I feel like he used his size as a big advantage at 125, and he's not going to have that anymore. I just need to see some more offense out of him I'm not saying he can't All-American, but he did an All-American last year at 125. I know he was seeded first and stuff, but he did an All-American. So I don't see him All-Americaning as of yet. I'd have to see more, but don't sleep on Lucas Bird and Kurt Phipps. Is someone that beat Ayala this past summer, so he's tough too. We got Cleveland Belton going down from 141. Cade Moore had a close match with Vito last year. Brett Unger moved up to 133. Just a lot of solid guys at this weight. So
yeah, no, good stuff, Kevin. I'll tell you this. All right, my 133 is Ryan Crookham. I think this is his time. This is his year. Ryan Crookham has put in the work. And I think this is him. At number 2 at Bailey, I think if there's anyone who has a shot, it would be him. Outside of that, you mentioned Evan Frost. Looking forward to him. I am very fascinated to watch Drake Ayala. Obviously, my Iowa Hawkeye there, moving up a weight class. And then I'll say from at 9, 10, and 11, Braden Davis, Lucas Bird, and Nick Bouzakis. Out there at Ohio State. Very intriguing. I think 3 people who could easily crack into that podium spot there.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
We will see, Kevin. Let's talk about 141. It's Jesse Mendez leading the charts. Go ahead.
Yeah, we're going to see Jesse Mendez and Bo Bartlett wrestle like 7 more times this year, 4-1 matches, but should be interesting. Andrew Aliris. Now, last time Andrew Aliris wrestled Bartlett, he beat him pretty solidly, but that was 2 years ago. It's going to be interesting to see how those guys seed. I imagine that Aliris is going to enter NCAAs going undefeated, just because of the schedule. And I don't think they go to CKLV. So, and I don't see Bartlett or Mendez sweeping the other one. I don't see them winning the dual meet and the conference. I think they're going to probably split. So they'll probably be wrestling at NCAAs as well. Brock Hardy, man, he's always solid. Happel had a great year last year. Tagan Jameson is another transfer Oklahoma State got. He was transferred from Minnesota last year. He had a really solid year. Vince Cornella, everybody's writing off, although he was injured last year. He beat what's his face there from Missouri, Joshua Edmond. He beat him last year. He teched Coder Hant from Navy. He won EIWAs as a freshman, but he just had no ligament in his E. So he's really solid and he's healthy, which is most important. Then you got Orini from NC State moved up a weight class, along with what's his face there? Chris Cannon moved up. Sam Latona moved up. There was a ton of guys that moved up from 133. And also, watch out for Masha Short from Oklahoma, man. He's a sleeper. I think that he has definitely a shot to do real well. And as you see, we put Casey Swiderski there. He's going down, and this is gonna be a fun weight. I think the top guys kind of wrestle each other, not the most exciting way, but it's still a fun weight.
No, you've talked about it, man. Mendez, we'll see if he actually scores points, like he says. But obviously, Mendez is a favorite to me, but Aliris and Bartlett are just right there, man. It wouldn't surprise me any of these 3 coming through.
Isn't it amazing how people act as if Bartlett just doesn't have a shot? Like, as if he didn't beat Mendez in the regular season and then didn't have Mendez like Mendez pulled off a fantastic Granby roll there to escape that double. But let's not pretend that Bartlett didn't have that match, And I mean, Mendez won, but Bartlett's right there. That's a coin flip match.
And many would argue Bartlett has maybe better coaching. So, in addition to that, down there at 17, Ryder Block, I'm interested to see. I think he rises in these rankings.
He was real tough in high school. And one other thing I will say about Mendez, though, is like I was talking about Evan Frost improving. It's crazy to think that the year prior, Mendez was at 133. Vito crushed him. He had to win 3 tiebreakers in a row at NCAAs just to get on the podium. And then you see he wins NCAAs. That is one hell of an improvement on him. So I'm curious to see if he takes another step up like that. If he does, that's going to be frightening. But we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens, folks. Moving on to let's take a look at 149. Caleb Henson, Shane Van Ness, Ridge Lovett, Ty Waters, Echemendia, and Kevin. What's your elevator speech here? 149.
You know what, man? Deep down, I'm wondering if Ridge Lovett's going to win this. That's another thing is people forget that he was like the hands down favorite going into NCAAs last year, and he lost one. He lost 1-0 in the semi because he boneheaded move choosing top in the third period. You lose 1-0. I know he's a stud on top, but Shane Van Ness, we'll see if he is, I got all the confidence in the world just because he's with Penn State and where he goes. I'm really curious to see that Ty Waters, Shane Van Ness match at the All-Star. That's one of the matches I'm most looking forward to at the All-Star. Kyle Parko, he always is in that kind of 5th, 6th, 7th range kind of spot. Ekamendia, I'll tell you what, he's tough. He's going to be just as tough as this weight class as he was at 41. Ty Whalen, I know I've talked to your dad about him before. Him and Webster were not, they were redshirting last year, but they both are studs. And Ty Whalen had wins over Parko and Waiters last year, and someone else. I can't remember who, but someone else over at the Scuffle. So those guys are all good. Lachlan McNeil's an All-American. He's sitting outside the podium. He moved up a weight class. So
I was going to mention
there's a lot of guys. And then it's interesting to see how Jordan Williams does over at Little Rock from Oklahoma State. He had some trouble there and left to go over there. He's seated right behind Oklahoma State, Carter Young. And Sam Cartella is a freshman, redshirted freshman from Northwestern. And watch out for Missouri, number 19. He's tough. He could definitely scoot on up there. But yeah, it's I think that I want to say the top 3. I think it's just between them, to be honest with you.
I was just gonna say that, man. Why would I not be surprised if Shane Van Ness wins this? I know Caleb Henson is the overwhelming favorite here. Ridge Lovett was last year. How quickly we forget, but something tells me that in that Penn State room, I would not be surprised. But
yeah, none of these guys were unstoppable. I mean, Caleb Henson lost in the ACC finals to Arrington too last year. So you just don't know. It's no one's like step up, but.
All right, let's take a look. 157. Meyer Shapiro, you got to be happy about that, Kevin. Coming in at number 1, Teamer at 2. Officially, we have to acknowledge this, Kevin. Facundo at 3, and you were the first one on it. Go ahead.
We're sticking by our guns, man, and it's looking more and more like Facundo's taking his spot. And the only thing that has anyone guessing is the fact that Kazak is going at the All-Star. But it's funny because people are like, it's weird because Kale never tips his hand, and here he is tipping his hand, having Kazak go to the All-Star. It's like, I don't know about that. To me, I don't know if Kazak can beat Facundo. Everyone just assumes that he can. And also, Facundo doesn't have a red shirt, and Kazak does. This just makes sense. And we're the only ones that have this, and I'm proud of us for sticking by our guns. And that's what's going to be what's happening. And I do need you to let everyone know that Meyer Shapiro was a group effort on the number 1.
Yeah.
Right?
What do you – he was. I agree. But
Yeah.
yes, no,
Yeah,
I
that was
completely back that. If contingent on if he's 100% healthy. Let me say that. But
yeah. Word is he's still probably wearing his football helmet around that he wore after CKLV, but it's a cool football helmet. This weight is interesting. You got Antrell Taylor going down from 65 to 57. Antrell Taylor and Shapiro actually do have some history at not this past summer, but the summer before, U20s. They wrestled each other at the final of the trials. Shapiro teched him once, beat him like 10-2 the other time, but that is freestyle. Peyton Keller is someone that I poo-pooed on before NCAAs last year because he had this easy schedule and he always craps the bed at NCAAs. But then he went on a tear and got on the podium, pinning Bryce Andonian, beating Peyton Robb. He went nuts, and that was crazy to see. Ryder Downey, Big 12 champion, beat Cody Chittum in a quadruple tiebreaker match there at the finals of Big 12. Panero Johnson, I don't know, man. I feel like he's kind of just not progressing as much as we thought he would. We'll see. Ed Scott is always super solid. I feel like is this Ed Scott's like 17th year? I don't know. It seems like it.
I know, seriously, dude.
It's like how is this? It's unbelievable. Caleb Larkin. We're high on him. He is a stud, and I think that he's gonna just like his old man, he's gonna have a heck of a season. This weight is so deep. This was the weight, Zach, that I gave you like 30 names to because I couldn't.
Yeah, I just want to mention Chase Aldate at 12, Joey Blaze at 15, Patty Gallagher, Ohio State there at 16. How about Kobe Seabrick coming in, the Iowa transfer in the 18?
I mean, how deep is this weight? I'll tell you how deep this weight is. Trevor Chumley beat Shapiro at CKLV. Granted, it was the concussion match, 2-1, but he did beat him. I didn't realize that I made a boo-boo. Max Brignola is going to redshirt this year. I just found that out like right before the show.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm sorry, dude. I'm killing you.
Last
I know
minute,
with these
not
updates.
This
Joey
minute,
Blaze, though, man. Marcus Blaze, brother. Joey Blaze beat Peyton Robb last year.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Joey Blaze. I could see him bumping up, man.
What's that?
There's several names I could see. I'm here.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. You cut out. Vincent Zerbin. I talked to his dad on. Remember, I was like, Vincent Zerbin's schedule sucks. That's why he's undefeated. And then this Zerbin's schedule sucks. That's why he's undefeated. And then this really nice guy's like kind of debating with me. It turns out to be his dad. And the guy was so nice. And I had a really good conversation with him. Great guy. You talk to people like that, it makes you root for him, So after that, I was kind of rooting for him.
Bias. Don't be.
There is
that
something that Hunter Garvin, which, by the way, this weekend we're going to see Bear Claw versus Hunter Garvin in the dual meet because Stanford is going to wrestle Utah Valley. So that's going to be an interesting match for sure.
Oh, that is intriguing.
Either tomorrow. Yeah. So that'll be awesome. That's either tomorrow or Saturday. Or no, tomorrow is Saturday. Tonight or tomorrow. I can't remember which one. But yeah, that's probably one of the best matchups this weekend outside of Buchanan and Munoz. Okay, now I see it. So yeah, the thing with Hunter Garvin is he had an awesome end of the season. But man, he had some terrible losses during the season. I got to be honest with you. Sammy Sasso, I just don't know, man. Like, part of me is like, yeah, he's Sammy Sasso, but I just don't know how he's going to make out at this weight class. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, honestly, I do not feel great. Yeah, I feel like if there's someone I'm dropping out, it's him. And it's just, time off like that in a sport where, we talked about it earlier, man, where with Vito, where, like, dude, at the highest level, man, an injury here, a year older there, and dude, it's just it's very intricate. The difference between being on the podium and not is very small, and I'm glad that he's all right and he's able to come back. And maybe I'm hopeful that he's on the podium. Maybe I guess you could say, Kevin. But
Yeah,
am I confident?
yeah, we'll see, man. It's moving up two
Not.
weight classes after you get shot. I mean,
Yeah,
it's tough. That's going to be, but we'll see what happens. It should be a fun weight class. I think that see how Cam Amin does over at Oklahoma State. Let's see if he develops an offense. Because he wasn't really having much of one over at Michigan, but we'll see. We'll
that's
see.
not happening.
But yeah, I don't. Yeah, so I don't know, man. All out of I'm
This
interested to see
one's
how.
this weight class is pretty predictable, folks. So let's move
Yeah,
on.
it
Let's go
really is. It's kind of fun.
174. Yeah, I mean, because we're going long here, Kevin. But I do want to get through these individuals. Maybe we'll run a
All right,
special
let's
with
fire
team or
through.
something later. But 174
So,
is O'Toole, Levi, Dean Hamidi, Rocco Welsh, Nelson Brands, as we forementioned. Go ahead, Kevin.
yeah, so we'll see Haynes and O'Toole at the collegiate duels December 21st and 22nd, I believe. We'll see what happens there. I think no one is going to benefit more from their coach than Dean Hamidi is going to benefit from David Taylor. I just have a feeling that's going to be a great combination. Nelson Brands has moved down, and Lenny Pinto's moved down. Simon Ruiz is a gray shirt freshman from Cornell. He only lost to Rocco Welsh in sudden victory last year. And outside of that, not a whole lot going on outside of the podium, to be honest with you.
Yeah. No,
Lennox
I mean,
Black had
interesting.
three
Nelson
in the
Brands moved
semis,
down
but
here.
yeah. So we
I
can
think
move on.
I think we got a slight delay going between me and you, Kevin. We'll figure it out in the week. But let's go. We got a couple weight classes here. Then we'll wrap it up. 184, Carter Parker. That's the premier. But tell us more about everything else, Kevin.
Yeah, 184. That's what's going on there. Parker and Strachey, and Plot is your really sound third place guy. That's outside of that, I don't really see much going. I don't really see much going on. Chris Focus finally healthy. He put on a lot of weight compared to what he was last year, and that was the problem. I mean, Focus still the guy that went 30-2 and got third in NCAA's, beating Mekhi Lewis the year prior. He's still that guy who pinned Dustin Plott in the first period at NCAA's and beat Brand 7-2. So he still can be that guy now that he's put on weight. But Fishback, you got to watch out for him. And Ryder Rogotsky, man, he just kind of pulls moves right out of his butt there. He just, you never know what you're going to get with him. So, yeah, it's a two-man show, though. And TJ Stewart, he got on the podium last year. And Bennett Burge, he lost first round and almost pulled off the Lange. He won 6 matches in a row and then got fourth. So that was interesting. Silas Red moved down a weight class, and Gabe Arnold's up one.
Gabe Arnold's up one. He can eat. And to me, the most interesting wrestler in this weight class is Gabe Arnold, to see how he fares out here. But
and also we got Evan Bachman down from 97. Edmund Ruth up from 74. Jackson Smith down from 97. This weight is just a bunch of guys that are 97 and 74 that kind of all collaborated to go 184.
There you have it. There you have it. Let's move on. Just a couple left. 2 left. Kevin, let's talk about 197. It's Buchanan, Cardenas, Ferrari in there at 3. You could say he's high. You could say he's low. I don't know. Rocky Elam and Trey Muniz after that. Tell us a little bit about this.
This might be the most open weight class there is. No, I'm not really confident that Buchanan is going to win this weight. I'm also not confident that Cardenas can win it, and we don't know what we're getting with Ferrari. I don't know. I really don't know, man. I think Buchanan's the most sound out of all of them. But watch out for Trey Munoz. That Trey Munoz-Buchanan match is going to be fire this weekend. And Salazar is going to be tough. I honestly see it being either Buchanan, Cardenas, Ferrari, maybe Munoz. I know Rocky Elam's 4th, but I just don't see him getting the job done. Stephen Little, I've seen Cardenas beat him up a couple times. Beard seems to crumble at NCAAs for some reason. And we'll see what Josh Barr does. If Josh Barr won NCAAs, would my mind be blown? No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't be blown.
Neither would mine.
Now, if
I
he
think
didn't get off
Josh
the
Bard
podium,
running under the radar for a long time, Kevin. I think this could be an explosion season for him.
yeah, it could. If you, I would be just as equally not surprised as if he didn't make the podium, though. Like, I'm kind of like, who, I don't know. We'll see. And it's all because of the weight. I want to see how he is at that weight, because this is not 184 and he is a 184 pounder.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I mean, I think, dude, could if you told me that AJ Ferrari doesn't even finish the season, I would not be shocked. Josh Bard gets top 3, I would not be shocked. So, yeah, I mean, there's some things that could definitely shuffle around here and kind of an open weight class. But final thoughts, and then, Kevin, we'll go to heavyweight here to round out the individual.
Yeah, let's move on to heavyweight.
Kirk, Wyatt, Bastida, Feldman, Trumbull, Keeter, Colton Schultz, and Tay Gadiali Campbell. Let's go, Tay.
So we got the excitement of Colton Schultz and his 1-0 match where nobody wants to shoot on him because he's the most massive, just mound of man, but yet he doesn't really do a whole lot either. And then, I can't believe that Batista really said about his finger. You see Vito get his finger dislocated during the match.
We didn't talk about that, but yes.
He cuts his finger. The trainer cuts him with the scissors. And does Vito talking about his finger after the match? No. Batista, after doing all the rest in peace things and and he's talking about his finger, man. I'm glad that we're going to see him and Feldman at the All-Star Classic. I'm more interested in that match than I am with the Feldman and Kirkfleet.
Agree.
And Hendrickson, don't write him off, man. We'll see how he does with, again, a big coaching change. He's been on Air Force. Nothing against Air Force, but I'm guessing that Oklahoma State, the coaches are a little bit more in tune than with the Air Force.
Into wrestling. Coaching. I think they're pretty primarily focused on the Air Force and airplanes over there, Kevin, primarily.
How did our camera guy do yesterday? Do you know?
He won. He won.
Did
Bonus. I think he tacked Tay Gadiali. Tay Gadiali. I'm telling you right now, he will dog Colton Schultz. You heard it here first. I think he's 50-50 with Keeter. Tay Gadiali is a dog. I'm telling you.
He has the athletic ability to beat anybody. He really does. He has the athletic ability to do that. Big transfer. Heinzelman from Oklahoma to Michigan. That's definitely going to help Michigan out, man. They were dead to rights at 97 in heavyweight, and they get Cardenas and Heinzelman to transfer over very quietly.
Incredible, Bourmet. Incredible quietly. He snuck back into the MVP rankings.
He is, man.
For this year.
He is sneaky, isn't he? That's crazy.
He snuck back in. He's now back in the top 3 now. He's 3rd.
He is. You can't count him out, can you?
You can't never count him out, Bourmet. All respect. He plays that game, baby. Don't hate the player, hate the game, as someone said.
Honestly, I can't see anyone winning this weight class outside of Kirkfleet and maybe Hendrickson. I don't see Batista getting it done. I don't think Feldman's ready yet.
Bastida. Isn't it Bastida, Kevin?
Yeah, what am I saying?
Batista.
Oh, I'm sorry. Bastida, yeah. Long day, man.
Well, hey, man, we can't go one episode without mentioning a pronunciation.
No, we can't screw something up. Trumbull was at the Olympic trial finals, man. So, he's a stud, man. Olympic trial finals. I wish he could make 97, but like we've mentioned before, there's a lot of guys here that are weighing in that 220-pound range,
Like small heavyweights kind of thing, like
Feldman,
Anthony Cassar back in the day, like Gable Stevenson a little bit.
The top 8 there, you got Bastida, Feldman, Trumbull, and Keeter. Boom, boom, boom. Those guys are all around 225, which is crazy. And they're the 3, 4, 5, and 6 ranked guys. So we'll see.
Kevin, that's it for individuals, folks. We ran out of time, but, the team dual rankings are out now, as you see. I'm scrolling 1, Iowa 2, Oklahoma State 3, and you can click into each of these individually. So it's Nebraska at 4, Ohio State at 5, Virginia Tech at 6, Iowa State at 7, Cornell 8, UNI 9, Michigan 10, Lehigh 11, Minnesota 12. SDSU.
South
right?
Dakota State University. Yeah, they can.
Correct. Good job, Kevin.
And then and then we'll put up. We got the NCAA tournament rankings with all the points
they'll be
up.
up. They'll be up by tomorrow. Missouri 14, NC State 15, Stanford 16, Little Rock 17, Arizona State 18, Illinois 19, West Virginia 20, folks. And you can find them all at begwrestling.com.
And we do, just a teaser, we do have Penn State at 172 points right now. A half a point behind the record.
We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that more, folks. But, Kevin, we're running long. I'm getting tired, dude.
Yeah,
baby, I'm not even sleeping right anymore.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I'm
sick of the dog.
I'm like piecing together.
I'm sick of the dog, man.
Hours of
I know,
sleep,
man. You're
like
not
a puzzle over here. Like, hey, I get an hour here, I get an hour there, but we got to get ready for the show. You know what I mean? Because the season has started, folks. Flows out. Look, if you go back to the website, look, here you go. Look, upcoming schedule, flow schedule this weekend, folks. Wrestling is here, baby. Kevin, let's go. We are back. The season is back. Let's go. BG Wrestling is here, baby. Kevin is here with his rankings. Tuesdays with Wayne is back. We got articles coming, videos coming, further contributors, other interviews coming that I can't even talk about them yet. It's all on BEG Wrestling, folks. The season is here. But tonight I'm tired, Kevin. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for watching, and I gotta go change some diapers, man. See ya.
So long.